You may remember our previous coverage on the Lubbock man who gave free haircuts to those in need. He unfortunately died unexpectedly on Christmas Eve. KCBD News Channel 11's Patricia Perry tells us about his commitment to giving back and how you can now help the family.
I plan on making this a lifelong goal. I don't want to stop. It feels too good to stop.
John Romo kept that promise he made in 2018 to never stop. For the past 6 years, his wife Denise Romo says John cut thousands of people's hair.
My husband was a wonderful person.
She says haircuts and hope started in 2016 when he wasn't able to cut hair in a shop anymore.
He had an ailment with his leg, so his foot became partially disabled. So he had a lot of time to think, and he wasn't able to be behind the chair like he always was.
Denise says he wanted to keep doing something and felt the homeless population in Lubbock deserved to look good and feel good.
I don't feel better without all this hair, man.
In 2016, he was like, I think I want to do haircuts for the homeless. And I was like, that's a good idea. I was like, how do you think you'd go about that, you know? And he was like, I don't know. He was like, I think it'd be pretty cool if I just got like a 5-gallon bucket, put my tools in it, and then just kind of went to the park, you know, the parks where maybe some people hang out.
Denise says those receiving the haircuts were grateful.
They were just overjoyed at the fact that somebody would probably give back the time or make the time to care about their feelings, how they felt, even if just like for that moment they felt better, then it's what was important to John.
The smile, it spoke for itself. A lot of them are a little bit timid, but the smile says it all.
In September, John ended up in the hospital. Then, a week before Christmas Eve, he returned with a blood infection. A week later, it killed him.
We really didn't think it was going to end up the way that it did. Unfortunately, it did. I'm still like in shock. I can't believe it.
Denise is a hairdresser herself. She says once she's up for it, she will continue haircuts and hope.
I'd love to carry his legacy on. Yeah, I don't want to stop.
She needs your help to pay for medical and funeral expenses and to help continue giving back the way John would have wanted her to. We have the link to contribute on our website. John Romo was 42. Patricia Perry, KCBD News Channel 11.